Hey, Super Slash 75 movie reviews, impromptu review because I'm currently on the road, which is probably not the smartest thing to do. But let's talk about Dragon Ball Z Super Broly. Let's get right into it. As Broly was taking on Vegeta and Goku, all I could think about was Broly versus Jiren. I pray they do another tournament of power, because if Broly ever learns to ascend past his Berserker Rage, it's lights out for everybody. So let's get into it. Toriyama did a re-canon or a redo of the canon, the original canon from the first Broly flick. The original Broly flick, Broly was, I guess, psychically linked to Goku. It was weird. This version here, King Vegeta discovers that Broly has a higher latent ability than Vegeta. Couldn't afford the risk, so he banishes Broly to planet Vampa. Paragus gets word and then goes to save his son, and they live and takes one of another Saiyan scientist with him, or a worker. So they're pretty much on Vampa. Paragus, being the savage he is, he kills the less worker, or the lower worker, to conserve food. So years go by, and Paragus, teaches Broly the best that he could as far as fighting abilities. Basically, Paragus pulls an Ivan Drago, uses Broly to want to get revenge on Vegeta, or King Vegeta. Subsequently, King Cole relinquishes his title and passes it down to Frieza. That backstory was pretty cool. Frieza, off the bat shows he's no joke. Gives the Saiyans the scouters that we all know of today. And then two of former Frieza's Frieza Force, they discover a stress signal on Vampa, discover Paragus and then Broly. They bring him back to Frieza. Frieza rewards them. Frieza has a plan to use Broly to take out Vegeta and Goku. Vegeta already has 6 Dragon Balls. He wants the 7th Dragon Ball. The funny thing is, Frieza wants the Dragon Balls so he can grow 5 inches taller. That was hilarious, and as a short guy myself, I can understand. The other flip side funny part to that is Bulma wants to use the Dragon Balls to de-age herself by 10 years. It is funny how people want to use, or these characters want to use these Dragon Balls for superficial, selfish, vain reasons. I thought that was hilarious. Alright, so getting to it, Frieza then lands on Earth, shows up with Broly and Paragus, sends Broly to test out the Vegeta. Clearly Vegeta cannot hang per se. It took Vegeta to go to his red form, and then Broly ascends another level higher, goes at Goku, and that's pretty much what we all want to see. Vegeta is my favorite character, but Toriyama just is adamant about not letting Vegeta ever surpass Goku. If he does, it's for 5 freaking minutes. So I understand. Vegeta is always going to be relegated to a second tier. Always going to be, not as strong as Goku. I get it. So during the skirmish between Goku and Broly, at one point Goku ascends to, I forget what form it's called, but he's red, and he uses a stop motion technique to kind of stop Broly in his tracks. He's like, hey, you're not this bad person, I see good in you, yada yada yada. Of course, Broly being Broly, he's just in berserk rage. All he knows is just fighting, because you know what Paragus did to him. And the one scene where they're in the cafeteria with the 2 Frieza Force workers and Broly and Paragus, when one of the henchmen stepped to the young Frieza female worker, and Broly steps in to help, and then Paragus uses the electric shock collar on Broly. It was pretty bad to watch, and I get it. And so during that time, the female steals the remote controller to it, the electric, the shock controller. So during the fight between Broly and Vegeta, Paragus is like, oh my god, Broly's gonna flip it, he's gonna lose himself, he's gonna kill himself. He goes to reach for the shock controller, it's not there. Of course, Broly goes into Berserk Rage and gives Goku and Vegeta all the business, and then some. I mean, Broly is such a badass. He's always been a badass character, period. So, you know, the legend of the Super Saiyan still rings true in this particular canon. Broly simply, to me, fits that bill. Not much Goku, but it's Broly. Of course, Vegeta is loving all of this, and so then he wants to see Broly take another step higher. He ends up shooting Paragus and killing him with a beam, and then he puts on this hilarious acting. He's like, "Oh my God, Broly! Paragus has been hit with a straight energy beam." Broly loses it. Eyes go white, hair goes green. He goes into full berserk rage. Vegeta steps in to help. No match. They instant transmit to go to Piccolo. Piccolo clearly don't wants no piece of Broly because he stayed his ass whatever the hell he was at. So Piccolo teaches them the fusion technique without the parabol ring, right? The earrings. I forget the name of the earrings. They don't have the Patar earrings. So they learn how to do the fusion technique. So then they fuse into Gogeta. They name themselves Gogeta. They go back to fight Broly. Basically, it took them to fuse into Gogeta to stop Broly. The two former Frieza Force workers steal the Dragon Balls from Frieza, which they summon Shenron. The female wants to save Broly and send him back to Vampa. So just before Gogeta's going to hit Broly with the kill shot, Shenron sends Broly back to Vampa. Pretty much the end of the story. The Frieza Force workers, former Frieza Force workers, go back to Vampa to go be with Broly because clearly she likes Broly, wants to kind of humanize him a bit so he's less of a brute. And they decide to stay there on Vampa with Broly and help him with his transition without his father into society. Goku instant transmits and gives Broly a high bit of praise and says, "Hey, I'll teach you some things. I'd love to come back and train with you and fight with you." Broly can only get... At this point, basically, Broly is stronger than Goku. I'm not here for the debates. I've seen all the comments. I've seen all the posts and boards and forums. Broly right now, when in Berserk Rage, is stronger than Goku. It took him and it took Gogeta a fusion technique to stop Broly. God forbid Broly learns any other techniques or even learns how to ascend past his Berserker Rage. He's a monster already. I like they didn't kill him off. I like that basically he's going to be around, basically on the good side of the Earth forces. But, of course, Frieza has plans to let Broly be humanized a little bit and then come back and warp his mind to use him to take out Vegeta and Goku. So we're going to get a whole batch of new Dragon Ball Z episodes, another movie, I'm sure, featuring a lot of Broly, I hope. But right now, Broly he's the man. You can say what you want about Goku and Ultra Instinct, yada yada. Man, Broly is the man. All I want to see is Broly and Jiren, because technically in the Tournament of Power, Goku did not beat Jiren. Okay, they had to triple team Jiren for the win. Alright, I want to see Broly and Jiren go at it. So that's my review of Dragon Ball Z Super Broly. I loved it. Broly is even more of a badass than he is now. Possibly my second favorite character behind Vegeta. Oh, he is at this point. And Vegeta and Broly interchangeable at this point. Superstar 75 movie reviews with the Twitch. You guys have a good one. Peace.